What happened in Tanzania overnight? There was a dusk to dawn curfew imposed yesterday.
Yes, curfew was imposed, illegally imposed in Dar es Salaam by the police chief. However, protesters across Dar es Salaam kept gathering in a few groups, in numbers, to keep demanding what they started. Similarly, across other jurisdictional bounds of the country, especially the Mbeya region, the Lake Zone, Mwanza, through Dodoma, we saw a couple of angry citizens trying to gather in numbers to, chanting, "We need a new down, CCM must go," and more other voices. During the day, as everyone would have seen, it started as a retaliation of small groups of people rallying together to say, this is not an election, this is not what we would have wanted. And a few were quoted listing demands that we can't go into an electoral process that is one-sided. We don't have the opposition. We understand that the candidate, the CCM candidate, is electing the election management, directors, all these returning officers are CCM cadres. So people are listing demands. Also, there was an outcry of abductions and enforced appearances in the country that has been going on for over years now. So people thought that the best way is to disrupt the electoral process because of the other mantra that has been going on for a while, the no reforms, no election. So they had vowed that there won't be election and they'll make sure that the election is not happening. And as you could see, the exercise was disrupted in some places with ballot boxes being taken away from the polling stations, with ballot papers being taken out from the stations. But also we saw a critical step where people started going after infrastructures, expressing anger and disbelief in what was happening. But also we saw people going after enablers of the system, including socialites and artists who are not only enabling the system, but also they benefit from the system that has affected Tanzanians for a while.
Thanks, Tito. You've given us quite some good context. Let me start on pulling on a few strings on what you said. You said it's an illegal curfew. What makes it illegal? Can the president not call for a curfew?
It has to be sanctioned by the parliament and the prime minister. It is not the prerogative of the police. The police cannot announce a curfew which limits, the effect of a curfew. A sudden curfew, of course, because it came like 40 minutes before 6 p.m. It's an illegal. It has to be sanctioned by the parliament. We don't have the parliament now, but the prime minister is still in office. So it has to be sanctioned by such other authorities because of its effect on human lives, on movement, and on the entire livelihood.
Just clarify for us, Tito, is this curfew only in effect in Dar es Salaam, or does it cover the entire country?
It was for Dar es Salaam only because, I think they thought that Dar es Salaam was heavily hit by protesters, and they thought people would increase in number because also there was a morale among young people to show up. Also with the support of the army, you can see if you saw the military vehicles, people chanted a lot when they saw military vehicles, and they felt protected whenever they saw the soldiers. So I think there was a momentum that the police were trying to block, such that the curfew was only the measure to say, you know what, everyone has to go home.
But then I'm looking at the other towns and cities in Tanzania. How was the situation like during the day? We've seen a lot of images coming out of Dar es Salaam, the largest city. There was, people pouring onto the streets, like you've said, attacking infrastructure and even attacking artists. What was it like in Mwanza, Dodoma, Arusha, Mbeya, Morogoro, and the others?
Yes, effectively. I mean, the momentum was seen slowly from other cities. However, Tunduma is within, is so close to Mbeya in the region now called Songwe. So Tunduma also had outbreaks since early in the morning. Then in Mbeya afterwards, we saw similar occurrences in Arusha, especially during the afternoon, because people gathered slowly. They could also be inspired by what had happened in other jurisdiction points of the country. We saw in Tarime, close to the Sirari border, but also we saw similar occurrences in Mwanza and Dodoma at night. So it was, I mean, people caught momentum slowly, and we could see in all these major cities, people rallying behind one another.
Thank you, Tito.